We are working out for the next 365 days in a row. So many of us struggle to make positive changes in our lives, and I tend to give up too. We can't stick to our goals. You see, we've done this challenge at least 10 times, reaching 200 plus days at least twice. I was hoping to get myself into breakdancing shape because I always wanted to breakdance. And failure was crushing. And sometimes when you fail a lot, you give up. And in my case, you give up on your dreams for good. I made excuses instead. But now, even if I give up, or I sleep in, or I stop, we're just going to start over again. We will become stronger. So what follows are my workouts and thoughts each day. Every day, we can decide to make good choices. So don't give up on yourself.
Hello, and welcome to Workout Every Day, day number 36. And we had a bit of a full body routine here, about 7 exercises. And I wanted to talk today just about the routine and also about some of my changes to things like rep speed and rep intensity, just to inform how I'm going about strength developing. But anyways, the first movements that I start with before I get into that are a hip abduction and hip adduction. So I want to work externally rotating my hips and closing them in, working muscles that I don't often get to use. Now, I've thought about finding that little ankle attachment. If you know the one, then you know. You essentially wrap it around your ankle, you can attach it to like a cable machine, and then I can bring my foot in towards my body or kick it out. And maybe that's just a better free form way of working the legs. And I've seen some pretty advanced equipment that people use for this sort of thing, like tying their ankle to like a sled and then walking, but I'm pretty fine with what I'm doing. I wanted to hit my lateral raises because I don't do enough shoulder work, and things aren't very intense for me right now. I spent the better part of this first month just focusing on technique, form, and going relatively slow and taking it easy. But after today, seeing as we're about 10% of the way through the challenge, I'm going to ramp up intensity and we're going to get through on rep speed. And um, the movements, you guys, if you guys have been watching from the beginning to now, you can see they've increased in speed just a bit, and that does matter, right? If I do 10 reps slow versus 10 reps fast, the development of the muscle and what I'm training is going to be different, right? So, kind of aiming for a little bit more muscular endurance, trying to get that burn, not giving myself just time to rest the whole way through, because at the end of the day, if I go very slow on a rep and I'm working an eccentric is different than doing very fast concentric movements. If you don't know what that means, like say you're doing a bicep curl and I have a very long lengthening phase where I'm dropping my arms down for a super long time, it'd be a lot different than curling really fast and getting that squeeze on each rep very quickly. I'm training two different things there. So now I'm kind of in that phase where I want to be a lot quicker in my movements, and then we're going to do that for about 30 days, so up to maybe the 67th day, and then right after that, we're going to head into strength training, and I very much look forward to that. So if you look in the background, you can see me stretching my whole body out essentially. Why am I this wide? What does that matter? Well, because I need to be in the splits and be in this fairly wide position, I'm like, okay, I may as well start here and work on being stronger in this wider position. Very uncomfortable to get in, by the way. It just made sense to me, and it was hard. Okay, it was difficult being this lengthened. I didn't even know that I could be in that position and still be somewhat comfortable, but this kind of acted like a weighted stretch. You could see that intense look in my face. I'm like, this is something abnormal. But after a few sets, it wasn't that bad. It's just getting into it, which was the most awkward thing. I've noticed that I've been doing somewhat heavier rows and just feeling through the movement. Now, I'm not able to squeeze my lats as tightly as I would like. It always feels like it's slightly off, and maybe it's a seat adjustment, and I'm not pushing the bar in the middle far enough back so I'm able to stretch, or maybe it's just the angle that this particular row machine hits that I just don't like that much. So next time I go to do rows, I'm looking to experiment with using a lower row. I just find that lower rows I'm able to hit the lats a lot easier. Chest flies felt not that great today, to be honest. They felt okay. Everything kind of felt like I put in just enough effort for the set to stop, but I didn't really get into that feeling of, the burn, if you will. I wasn't feeling like I was really um, getting a good mind muscle connection, and a part of that is just poor sleep, right? So since I do go to the gym like around 3:30 to 4 a.m., I often get pretty tired and I'm not as focused or locked in on each movement. So it's definitely something that I gotta remind myself, and that's pretty much it. See you guys next time.